All right, Lloyd Machedo speaking to you from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? Date is May 13th, 2018. Time right now is 1:24. Okay, I got this question that was sent to me. Many people send me questions, and I choose the ones which are the best. So the question that I got is, Lloyd, when do you think is the right time to leave Dubai, UAE, or to leave the Gulf? Okay, this question was sent to me by an expatriate, and the question is, when is the best time to leave Dubai? Here are my five points that I would say situations where you must leave Dubai UAE. Number one is when you have a job stagnation. Let's say, for example, you have joined a company and you have reached the point where from the past 3 years or from the past 5 years, there's no salary increment, which is very, very important because every year expenses are on the rise. Every year, okay? So you're not getting a salary increment. Your position is not growing. You're not moving up the ladder. Then why are you in the Gulf state? Why? Because here's the thing what you need to understand. If you have reached a job stagnation, very soon they will try to find someone, because companies are always having expenses. They will try to find someone who can do your job for less and someone who's better than you. So the day they find someone who's better than you and who takes lesser money, they will terminate you. And that is what is happening in all multinational companies. They try to get someone, sorry, they try to get somebody who can do the same work or more for lesser price. So if you're in a job stagnation, I think it's a real big red signal for you. It's like a warning signal for you to leave the Gulf. Number one, job stagnation. Okay. Number two is your savings are declining as expenses keep increasing more and more. Let's assume that, okay, your expenses are increasing. You're also getting an increment. But what you're noticing is your savings is steadily declining. Why? Because now you have a wife, you have a kid, you have other classes or other facilities that you're providing to your children, or you move to a different part of the city, and your savings are declining every single month. This is a big warning that you have to leave, because your savings will keep decreasing unless and until you win a lottery ticket. It's not going to increase. What will you do next? And the purpose of you coming to the Gulf was to make money. So if you're not making money and your savings are declining, then I think it's a very, very big warning signal. Point number three, when you should leave Dubai, UAE or the Gulf state, is when your age is catching up. For me, I left Dubai at the age of 39. Why? Because I did the math that, I was reaching 40, I had another 20 more years, after which I wouldn't get a visa. And, then what would I do next? I'd have to go back to India because my passport was from India. But then if I go to India, what do I do next there? Nobody wants to deal with a 60-year-old. So I was like, if I leave, I have to leave now and I'll have to build from scratch. So that is why I left when I still had 20 more years, roughly, and to start my life from scratch. And also because I knew I had to be realistic. I had tattoos on my face. And if I would start being more popular, more eyeballs would be on me, and that would be a problem for me to stay there. So because my age was catching up, I decided to move. So if you're reach 40 and you have another roughly 20 more years, so what's next for you? You need to ask yourself, especially if you're an expatriate. If you go back to your country, they would say, you never were here during the good days. Why are you here now? You're not required. And you go back to your country, nobody would know you also because you're old, and nobody wants to deal with anyone who's old. Point number four, this one's pretty I would say it's very important. Ask your gut feeling. If your gut feeling keeps bugging you that, sheesh, I feel this sense of fear, I don't feel good about it, I need to go, I think you need to make the move. In 2008, before 2008, the gut feeling was this market is going to crash, the housing bubble is going to burst, it's simply going out of control. Everyone knew it, everyone was talking about it, but nobody acted on it. And that is where millions of people lost their money. And they lost billions. So if you have a gut feeling that you're going to lose your job, you have a gut feeling that something is not right, trust me, it's your gut is sometimes giving you the right signals. I think you should listen to your gut. And last but not the least, when should you leave Dubai, UAE or the Gulf states, is when you have the maximum saving, the maximum amount of money that you suddenly made due to some sale or something. It's high time you leave. I left Dubai at the right time when I had $500,000, and I said, I'm never going to make this kind of money ever again. It's time for me to run now, because, otherwise I would constantly be eating from my savings and I had to run. So that is why I left when I had the maximum savings. So these are the 5 points that I feel when you should leave UAE or Dubai or the Gulf states. Number 1, when you have a job stagnation. Number 2 is when your savings start declining month after month. Number 3, when your age is catching up. Number 4, gut feeling is trying to tell you that something is going to happen. And last but not the least is when you have your maximum savings. I think it's the best time, because once you have the maximum savings, you can at least start, and it gives you a buffer of 1 to 2 years. So that would help. So I hope this answers your question. When is the best time that you should leave UAE? If you feel this video has added value, give it a thumbs up. Don't feel it added value, give it a thumbs down. Put your comments. I'd love to hear from you. This is me saying goodbye for now. Take care.